Hey everyone, welcome to DKFC, where we're talking Champions League semifinals. Only 4 teams left, and lots of excitement. Joining me for this excitement, Tyrone Atkins, Andy Davies, and missing Jamie Hinks, who was savagely attacked, unprovoked, in a pub. I'm going to find you, man. I'm going to find the man who did it. I got a special set of skills. I'm going to hunt you down, Jamie, get better. I'm going to find that man. But we're talking 11 men right now. Who's the 11 men you'd put together? Who are you putting together on your team? I'm going to ask these guys, hey, DraftKings, goalie, defenders, midfield, forward, utilities. Who you got? Who's on your team? Andy Davis. Hates goalies. He's gotten better with them.
I do. I don't like them. I know I hate goalkeepers and defenders, but I think particularly this week, it's the semi-finals of the Champions League. It's one for the midfielders and the strikers. But this week I've gone for the second cheapest goalkeeper, but also the only one I think is going to keep a clean sheet, and that is Oblak of Atletico Madrid. 3.8 thousand, averages 9.4 points a game, which is very good for a goalkeeper, and it's the obvious choice, the only choice.
It is pretty obvious choice
of this round.
Tyrone, how is obvious for you? What does it mean to you?
That is obvious, but I've gone the other way. I've gone with
Joe Hart.
I have gone for Joe Hart. Yes, I have. And there's reasons, my friend. And one of the reasons that he is only 3.7, so I've saved myself $1,000 or something, or $100. I saved myself $100.
$100.
I have saved myself a mighty $100 by going for Joe Hart. But also, Joe Hart really has been impressing me of late. He seems like the Joe Hart of old, which is great. It's very timely because obviously England have got the Euros coming up this summer. But he was phenomenal against PSG. He got a load of points that day, and I think against potentially a half-fit Ronaldo, he could have a lot of activity. But I do believe Man City are going to win 1-0. I do believe they're going to shut Real Madrid out. I think they're going to put the fears into him, and he's going to have a good game. I think he's going to have a high-scoring game. I'm recommending him, and he's only 3.7.
Well, you heard it there. Tyrone's got his Joe Hart on. Who have you got on your defenders? Who's a defense? Who's going to support your guys?
Okay, well, firstly, I've gone for Chelsea alumni, Philippe Luis, who had a brilliant season for Chelsea last year when we won the league. He didn't really, he hardly played. But nonetheless, he went back to Atletico, where Chelsea bought him from, and he's had a brilliant year. Very affordable, a rampaging fullback, had a great game against Barcelona as well in that second leg when they turned him over. He's only 3.7, again, very affordable, because, as you know, like what Andy just said, it's all about the striker.
Got to save your money. You got to save your money for the.
You got to save your money. So if you can find a talented defender who's under the $4,000 range, you got to get him. And Luis is one of them. And I do believe that he's going to have a clean sheet as well. So I've gone for Luis. I've gone for Bernat next to him from Munich. He's only 3.2 thousand. Decent players should be playing because, like we said earlier, with Bayern Munich players, there's no guarantee any of them are going to be playing. He rotates that team, does Guardiola. But I'm pretty certain he will do, and it's really good value. Doesn't average that much, if I'm honest, only 3.5 points per game, but he should play, and there we are. And then I've taken another risk. I've gone for Vincent Kompany. Again, okay. But there's sound logic. A, he should be playing. Why are you laughing? It's sound logic because he should be playing. He is a big game player as well. He's been known to turn up when the cameras are on, but he is only 2.9 thousand, and that is value.
Always looking for value. Very difficult sometimes when you're only playing with 4 teams because it either makes it a lot harder or a lot more clear. Andy, defenders, you're thinking Atletico, who've got great defenders. Am I thinking maybe you got a lot of Atletico guys?
I got one.
Okay, you got
one. I got one, and that is Jimenez, who comes in at 3,000. He's back from injury, and he will be starting alongside Godin. And he averages 6 points a game, so that's pretty good for what is a very, very inexpensive defender. Yeah, he's a centre-half. In fact, all my defenders are centre-halves, but I just couldn't afford fullbacks this month. Secondly, I've got young Pepe of Real Madrid. Yeah. Because he's a nut job. He's
a character.
He's a character.
Yeah.
He's one of football's characters.
Yeah.
He may play, he should play, but again, I'm saving money here. I'm saving money for other positions. He only averages 4.8 points a game. He has been playing a little bit more regularly recently, and at 3.1 thousand, he's pretty cheap. My third choice is Vincent Kompany.
Yes.
What? Yeah.
The figures bear.
2.9 thousand. He's
wow.
cheap as chips and better than chips. Look, I want to. I still do want Man City to win this game. So I thought I'd give Company a run out. Like I say, I don't believe that Bayern Munich and Man City are going to win, but you want to stick a player in there just in case they do. So he's kind of he's as good a safety net as I could possibly afford. So I've gone for Vincent Company at 2.9 thousand. That's my defence.
I'm glad that you guys had something to agree on. It's nice when you guys can find something that you can.
When it's Vincent Company being in your team.
Oh, wow. It's just nice.
I imagine we've got another couple.
Probably. There's limited players that happen, but let's go through your midfielders. You save someone in your midfield. Let's see where you blew your wad on.
Yeah, my first midfielder was my cheapest midfielder. I've gone for Xabi Alonso. 3.2 thousand, averages 6.8 points a game. I think that Bayern Munich Atletico Madrid is going to be quite a midfield battle. He could score some points there as a defensive midfielder. Then I've gone for two big guns. I've gone for Toni Kroos of Real Madrid. Again, he averages 9.1 points a game, but he's still only 4.8 thousand. It's really, really good value. He's been playing really, really well at the moment. I think he's not my hidden gem, but he could have been a hidden gem this week. I do think Madrid are going to turn up against Manchester City this week. Then, thirdly, I've gone for possibly the best midfielder left in the tournament, and that's Koch of Atletico Madrid. Still at 5.3 thousand, averaging 13 points a game. He's just world class. Yeah. And I, like I've said many times today already, Atletico Madrid are going to triumph over Man City in a game that is going to be primarily fought in the midfield.
Tyrone touched on Koch earlier. You said he smelled really nice, and so you got him on yours. Who's your midfield goal?
Yeah, he's straight up my nose, my friend.
Yeah, no, perfect.
He is right in this team. Same reason as what Andy said. I think he's arguably the best midfielder in the world. He's up there with a very elite, small elite group of players of that ability. He is a big game player. He's a small game player. He's a hell of a player. He's only 5.3 thousand. It averages 13 points. Again, sound logic from Andy. Yep. He's gonna have a massive impact in this game, and it'd have been neglect if we didn't pick him. Next to him, I've gone for someone else who's in that elite group. I've gone for De Bruyne because I do think Man City are going to have a good game against Real Madrid, and De Bruyne, he does not have bad games. I think that's one thing we learned about this fella.
Only if he's injured.
Only if he's injured, then even then he's worth 10 points.
Exactly.
That's how good he is.
Yeah.
But he's averaging just under 15. He's what an impact, and he loves a big game. 6.4 thousand. He won't be that cheap in the Premier League games, you notice, and that's obviously because whoever puts these figures together, they're probably overlooking Man City a bit, as are the bookies. Understandable, but he's one of the best players in the world. He's in my team. And then the third and final midfielder, I've taken the same risk as I took last time because I'm a big admirer of him. He's young. He plays for Bayern Munich, and I bet he won't even play. He won't even play.
You haven't gone for him again, have you?
I have gone for him again. He's a lovely fella.
Oh. No.
Yeah, he's a lovely little Frenchman. He's only 4.4 thousand. But my God, when he does play, he averages 16.4 points per game. He is brilliant. Pep, play this guy. Don't make me look like a mug for the second round in a row. Please play Kingsley Coman. He is quality. We all know it around this table. I don't know if Pep does, but hopefully he plays because he's in the team.
Hopefully he does play. Now, big money, you've got two forwards. Who are you going to spend on your big forwards? There's, Cristiano Ronaldo might be hurt, so maybe you take the other guy in his team. But there's some big guys here. The big three from Barcelona are gone.
Yeah.
There's different ones to spend on. Who are you spending on your forwards?
Well, I firmly believe that Ronaldo is going to play, and a half-fit Ronaldo is still worth picking. But my forwards are Gareth Bale.
Okay.
Who
he's been stepping up.
He's been stepping up, and he's at 6.3 thousand.
That's cheap.
He's cheap for a forward. Averages 13.1 points a game. I think Gareth Bale is going to enjoy coming back to England. I think he's going to have. I think he's a key player for Real Madrid, particularly if Benzema's injured and Ronaldo is semi-fit. A lot of their attacking players are going to go through Gareth Bale, and Manchester City are there to be taken. So Gareth Bale at 6.3 thousand. My second one, I put him last time, but I had a brain freeze. Forgot he was suspended because it was 6 in the morning when I picked the team. But I've gone back to him. He's the guy in form for Atletico Madrid at the moment. Fernando Torres. I never thought I'd pick him once, let alone twice. But he's 4.8 thousand. He only averages 7 points a game, but recently he's been averaging sort of 15, 16 points a game, so he's worth playing. I think he's the guy that's going to score the only goal of the game. Fernando Torres is going to fire Atletico to Champions League glory.
All right, Tyrone. Big names, big forwards. What names did you choose? 2 names.
Okay, well, I've gone for an Atletico striker, but I've gone for less risk. I've gone for Antoine Griezmann, who is the absolute spearhead of that attack, has not let them down, scored in virtually every round, was the hero against Barcelona. He takes the penalties also. He's just an absolute dynamo, and he's only 5.9 thousand, which, compared to some of the other strikers that's on offer, I think that's an absolute steal. I really do. Can't look over him. He's playing for a team that I believe is going to win on the night. He's going to have a good game against Bayern Munich. Antoine Griezmann, there we go. And yeah, because I fancy Man City, and I think he's going to have a better night than Gareth Bale, I've gone for Sergio Aguero.
Nice.
Oh yeah, but let's look at it. Let's look at the facts. A, he scores a lot of goals.
He does.
B, he's the best striker in this country currently working, I believe. No disrespect to Harry Kane, but he is. And also, he's Atletico alumni. He's going to want to put one over Real Madrid, isn't he? In his home ground. And I think he will. With the red-headed terror behind him, De Bruyne, them two have been linking up beautifully. I think he's going to have an absolute bloody brilliant night, and he's going to give him nightmares, and I think he's going to be the one that scores the goal in a 1-0 victory for Man City. So I've gone for Aguero, 6.8 thousand, not cheap, still not nowhere near the most expensive player on offer this week, but 14 points average. There's a reason for that. He's brilliant. He's in the team.
So when you got the rest of your money left over, you've got some utility players, 11 people you're able to put together on the team. Who are your utility players? Andy, you've got some money left over.
I got quite a bit of money.
You saved your money because you did.
I see all this coming.
All right.
That really weak defence.
Well, I'm strengthening that really weak defence by having Philip Luis as my utility player. 3.7 thousand, average 10.7 a game. It's really good figures for a defender. Really good figures, and yeah, I think he's going to have a great game against.
Who's the next one?
The next one is Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh, my star.
I know.
You're a sly dog.
I wanted to save him.
For the utilities.
He's a better utility than he's a striker. Barely matters. Even if he's half fit, even Ronaldo on one leg, it's Manchester City. He's back in England. I don't think he's as injured as people have made out. I've heard today that he's fine, that he's going to play. He's certainly travelled with Real Madrid, and if Real Madrid, if he travels with them and they say, "Are you fit?" he's going to say, "Yeah." And look, I want to be romantic and say that Manchester City are going to get to the final, but they're not. I think Real Madrid, I'm a realist, Real Madrid are going to turn them over. And that is why Ronaldo at 9,000.
9,000 is pretty cheap for Ronaldo. Yeah.
Is worth chiselling your defence down for, which is what I've done this week.
He spent some money on the chiseled Ronaldo. Who have you got for your utilities?
Well, I'm a purist, and I believe that utility players are basically when you've just got a couple of quid left, and you're just going to desperately scramble around and see who's available and who might even end up playing, let alone have an impact.
My dating life. Go ahead.
It does. That's a fair reflection.
Thanks for bringing that up. Yeah.
That's a fair reflection. Yeah. Apologies. I've gone for one of your first teamers here. I've gone for Tommy Cruz, who I'm a big admirer of. Who knows? He should have a good game at the Etihad. Again, I do think that Man City will win, but I'm a fan of this guy. He's 4.8 thousand, but there's good reason for that. He does average over 9 points. He's a superstar. I think he'll have a great summer for Germany this year, and he's had a very good first season at Real Madrid, in my opinion. So he's in. Followed him. Oh, right, that's it. I only had 3,000 left. I only have 3,000 left. And so when you've only got 3,000 left, you're going to look over who's available, and there's a bloody good chance that none of them are going to play.
Zabaleta.
I haven't gone for Zabaleta, but I have gone for a Man City player.
Oh, which one?
The mascot?
I've gone for, I'm one of them lazy guys that, do you remember when you tried to get picked for the school team?
Oh, Dickov.
No, because he doesn't play anymore. He doesn't, he's retired, Andy, you know this.
I know.
Of course. You know what? I remember doing the trials to get into my school football team when I was about 11. And I was really disappointed. I didn't score that day. But the team that they amassed were all the boys that just scored. Regardless, and then just went, well, you scored a goal, but you could play in defence in this. And I remember being crestfallen, and it was an awful experience, and I've never got over it. I think it completely derailed any kind of potential football career I had. But I've done exactly what they did. I picked a guy who scored for Man City on the weekend, who probably isn't even going to play. I've gone for Fernando. He's only 3,000. His average is 4.3 points, and I reckon he probably won't even play. What I'm saying, DraftKings, is don't pick him. I just had to. because I only had the 3,000 left. But you know what? I say that, who knows? He might be the star of the show.
Well, we also got a valuable lesson in therapy into Tyrone's insight there as well, which is good.
It's important.
A lot of things are coming to fruition here. Hey, if you want to make your own 11-man roster, you go to DraftKings. Let's take a look at the rosters that these guys have created. Take a look at Andy's. Oh, look at this. Some very small money here, and then the big money. Look at this. Blows the big wad on Ronaldo. Again, there's only 4 teams playing.
Did you work backwards, Andy? Be honest.
Did you?
My original team didn't have Ronaldo in it.
Oh,
And
nice.
I was kind of at that.
Well, you just so happened to have spent $41,000 and then just.
I was gonna. My original team was. It was.
Well, you got Bale, Torres, Luis, and Ronaldo. Pretty good. And Cruz.
It reached the centre forward point where I just thought I can either pick a Bayern Munich player that I don't think is going to do very well, or I can just sack off a couple of defenders and pick Ronaldo. So
All
I
right,
did that.
let's take a look at Tyrone's now. Tyrone's team. Beautiful there. Tyrone got some good money there. Coleman, hopefully if he comes in, as you say, 16.4 points. And then spending some big money on Aguero. But pretty balanced, pretty balanced out. And those are the lineups. Hey, want to take on the stars, take on the world? Go to DraftKings.co.uk. Put together your own Champions League lineup. You could win lots of contests. DraftKings, welcome to the big time.